Queridos amigos, no, that's a different.
Different, but we need to do one of those pretty quick.
I mean, it's like you know what we had to do one of those for Costa Rica for our Hispanic audience, man. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, we got to do it pretty quick too. Oh, you know what? Let me grab my. I grab two other things. Are you broadcasting yet? We on?
Yeah, we're broadcasting, but I can wait.
No, we're good.
I just don't like the little bit of a dark. If I get closer, then it gets. But I don't want you guys just to be like all paranoid and getting things out. So
I'm back.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so ready? Let's get this party started. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Living Casual Friday. This is when we get together with Jeff and the founders of the company, and we just shoot the breeze for 15-20 minutes. We give you guys a recap of what's going on, what's happening, what's about to happen, what has happened, and what events and where we're going to be. We'd like to hear from you. Once again, if you're there listening to us here in this broadcast live, let's go ahead and comment on your YouTube feed, or if you don't like the comment, send us an email to customerservice@liveinternational.com and just let us know what questions, what things you want us to cover. Jeff, it's been a pretty crazy week for me. We got, I think we got done with commissions fine. That's good. Still working on the store. As you guys know, we had a little bit of issues with our distributor store. That should be up and ready by Monday. So we're going to be doing some final testing this weekend, and then you guys by Monday should be ready to go through and get a new store. So I hope you guys enjoy that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work. You've been busy on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think it's going to bring the best in I think Trish is going to be the happiest, because then you guys just won't have to be calling customer service to complain about it.
Definitely. So, yep.
Well, Jeffrey, I got to, last time we I think last one we wrapped up with the big GC, and we gave a big shout out to those Mega Match winners. I want to remind everybody who's listening that we still have that promotion. You know, you get a Mega Match bonus for those people that you have. So go ahead and sponsor them, help them grow. Then you grow. Then you get a rank bonus check match up to 2 people. So if you get a 3K, you get a big, nice $400 bonus check. If you get a 1K, you get a nice $300 added to your bonus. And if you get a 1K and a 3K, that's $700 added onto your bonus. That's a lot of money, Jeff.
Yeah, and you know what? Good time to get some money to pay your taxes, because that's coming up pretty soon too. So
don't even remind me of that. Have you done your taxes yet?
No, Eileen does my taxes, which is nice. And so I think that the other nice thing is, hey, having your own business, all you distributors, make sure that you are looking at your tax advantages that you can take by having your own business. And I hope you do take advantage of those, because they can be pretty significant.
True. Well, Jeffrey, I think we had a comment or an email that came through our customer service email last week about asking us, well, specifically to you. Like I said at the beginning, maybe a lot of people are going to be referring the questions to you, which is great. I love it. About how did you come about to create the products? What is when you look at a list of products or a new product, what is that you focused on? I don't know if you want to start with one product, and then what we do is maybe we can do a couple of products, or one product every week, every Friday, so that way it's not going to be saturated with product, the call. But what inspires you to create a product?
Well, I'll just do one, just in particular, for example, it's mostly about need. It's about looking at what people are taking in their lives, what are the basic needs. And so one of our goals was to make products that taste good. I made so many products over my lifetime that it was the best fiber in the world, but it tasted like drinking lawn clippings. And so, nobody wants to take one of our goals is to make products that taste good. I made so many products at one time that it was the best fiber in the world, but it tasted like drinking lawn. John, we got feedback.
Yeah, we got feedback. Okay, there you go.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Anyway, so
sorry.
That was one of the main things. As I say, what can help people? So about 30 years, well, longer than that now, I did my first chlorophyll product, and it was good because chlorophyll is great detoxifier. Chlorophyll is great to have some trace minerals. So when we decided to do LIV, one of the first products we did, check this out, John. I dug this one out of the archives here. Oh. This is our first New Vital, and if you notice, it says ribbon. I don't know if you can see that, but it says ribbon cutting edition. And
we started the company many years back. That's the first batch of products that we created.
What's funny is I open up and it's still pretty good too. I mean, you could still drink it, and it's a few years old. But that's one of the good things. It doesn't lose its potency. But the idea was when I did my first chlorophyll product, we only had a couple of trace minerals, and with this one we added the fulvic minerals and balanced the pH, and so that was fun to do. And then people said, well, it'd be really nice to have a little more convenience. So we did the LIV Skinny, which was a powdered version of this. And when we did it, we also added other ingredients. Well, actually, you know what? Before that, we did the Green 2O, which the Green 2O was for hydration, added antioxidants. So we had all of the benefits of the original New Vital with in a more convenient form. Some people lost weight drinking the Green 2O, especially those people who had blood sugar issues. But and then also those who were switching out and drinking healthy things like Green 2O instead of their sodas, which can pack on a lot of calories.
How does that work, Jeff? How does that work? That the weight loss? Because I know it's not a specific product that will be targeted to whatever.
Yeah.
It's as a for instance the Green 2O as a second effect or as a second benefit would be that.
Yeah. Well, the Green 2O actually has fibersol in there and some other ingredients that help balance blood sugar and help. When your blood sugar is balanced, you tend to have less of an appetite. A lot of times when we get our low energy, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we go get the Snickers and a Coke to get that blood sugar back up. And it's just our brain telling us, hey, we need something here to keep that energy up, and the Green 2O helps balance that blood sugar. So a lot of people just say they don't have the cravings. And in other people who were drinking a lot of soda pop, which has a lot of calories, even fruit juices, they're able to substitute and drink the Green 2O instead.
Well, that's actually pretty cool because I mean, in my case, I've been drinking. Well, I started actually getting the LIV Skinny and then the Green 2O Mint.
Oh yeah, we forgot. I didn't even show this one. This was our original LIV Skinny liquid. So we went from the New Vital to the LIV Skinny liquid to then the Green 2O, and then made the LIV Skinny with all of the other herbs. The original LIV Skinny didn't even have any of the herbs in it. But because people were losing weight, we called it LIV Skinny, and then we improved on it by adding all the herbs and vitamins and other things that are clinically proven to help, lose weight, to help people reduce their appetite, those kind of things. So that's kind of. And then we did the mint, and then we did the lemon, and then we had people saying, well, I drink my Green 2 or my LIV Skinny, but then I go down and get my Diet Coke because I need the caffeine. So then we said, well, we can take care of that. So we made the LIV Skinny Max, which has just a little bit of caffeine in it, about the same as if you're drinking some soda, and that helps keep people's energy up, those people who want to have a little shot of caffeine. And caffeine actually helps with performance. Caffeine has some good studies on mental focus, just as long as we don't get too much.
Wow. Now, that caffeine, what source of the caffeine? Is that like natural source, or what?
Yes, it basically comes from when they do a hot water extraction to make decaffeinated tea, those kinds of things, and they just extract the caffeine, and so it's just a natural version of it.
Well, that's actually pretty cool. Now, as far as for me, and I think that the other question that I had, part two of the same question was, what passion, what is that made us make the company? When we got together, what is that made us come up and say, oh, we need to come up with a different company? Yeah. To me, it was the fact that I've worked with so many different companies, MLM companies in the past, and none of them are the ones that are actually willing to go through and put the distributor first and treat them as partners, but rather, okay, well, you know, in the compensation plan arena, okay, well, we're going to charge them for this, we're going to charge them for that, we're going to do this, we're going to do the other. So I wanted to come up with people that I trusted, and build a company that, like any other, would actually have a very competitive compensation plan. They have a culture that was different. It's not a culture of the products that actually work. It's not all this, you know, latest science. Oh, look, this Chinese formula that my father found in a drawer, written in
We've heard all those stories, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not, but an actual company. So what about for you, Jeffrey? What was the one thing that made you say, yeah, this is a viable
Yeah,
thing to come?
John, you and I met early on when we were discussing the project and whether we'd want to do something together, and how much fun it would be to really just do something that would come back to the U.S. You and I both traveled a lot overseas, spent a lot of time in different countries helping people get healthy. And we said, you know what, back here at home, people aren't getting any healthier, and the products typically don't taste good. They typically, some work, some don't. And I said, you know what, science-based products that are safe, effective, and just having fun working together and working with people that we want to work with, working with leaders that truly believe the same way we do. And that's what's fun for me, is just, you know, I get to meet new people all the time and just hang out with nice people that have the same values and share the same kind of work ethic, those kinds of things.
Yeah, that's and that to me is, oh, look at that. Now I just went black. That's cool. Well, anyways, yeah, and that's but anyways, that for me was pretty good. I mean, I've gotten to meet so many of you guys out throughout the years, and so many areas that we've gone. I mean, we've done met a lot of wonderful people that we've touched lives. And to me, specifically, when it comes down to the compensation plan, to being able to say, hey, you're financially free, you have an extra $400, $500, $600 a month that you can apply towards your build, you know, that you can, kind of like a part-time thing that goes through. I've met people that are full-time as well, that it's nice to see, and being able to meet them and say, look, I'm really focused on this. So to me, it's such a reward to see that aspect of the company working, as well as the product aspect of the company, right?
Yeah, and frankly, you know, you and I have talked about this a lot, that products are good, and we could have sold the products in Costco, we could have sold the products anywhere we wanted, but really helping people reach their dreams, like we're doing with ours. You know, we're out there trying to reach our dreams and helping people, but at the same time letting those people that share, rewarding them, as opposed to, you know, paying for advertising on TV or doing something like that. And we're all business partners, and that's what's really fun working together. Is we do have business partners, and as they share, you know, it'd be impossible for me to go around the world knocking on doors saying, hey, check out my green stuff, it's really good. And so allowing other people to share with their friends and family, those that they care about. That's the way that our business works, and helping them reach their dreams, whether the dream is $300 a month, whether it's just get healthy, or whether it's, you know, build a financial future that includes hundreds of thousands of dollars. We've got some great leadership with Lennon and several of the other leaders. You know, people have been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
People like Jolene and Moana, Debbie and Shad, or Morgan, they've been with us for a long time, and it's just been great to their faith and their sharing too.
Yeah. One of the things for me, Jeffrey, is, well, the most important thing, it's being able to, I think that you guys is, you know, the ones that live here in Utah have noticed this, is that when they come to the office, they just come straight up and talk to you, to meet anybody on there. That usually doesn't happen with any other big companies. It's just always reserved. It's just always, you know, you have the feeling that this is, you know, I'm too small for the company. We don't do that here. And that's kind of a neat thing.
Because we're all friends and family here. That's what's fun about the company. That's what I really like about it.
That's true. Now, Jeffrey, tell me something, you know, let's talk a little bit about events. Where are we going to be next? And I think last Live in Casual Friday, we talked about Hawaii.
Yep.
Anything else has come up since then?
You know, I know Lennon's got some things scheduled. I think in with Paul Hersbrunn out in Fallon. We've got some things coming up with Jolene and with Patty. Also, they're planning some events towards the end of April. We've got Hawaii coming up. Actually, it's going to be fun. 2 new islands in Hawaii. Well, one new one and one back. We're going to go first time to Hilo. In fact, this weekend, Gavin and Kalani, maybe other people are heading to the Big Island, going to do their first meeting over there. So good luck to you guys over there, and I'll look forward to going over and meeting the new people in April.
And you know what, guys, if you guys have like an event that you guys want us to talk about, remember, just send it back to customerservice@liveinternational.com, or let us know, call Trish or call any of us and just let us know a little bit so that we can talk about it, promote it, so that other people would know. Now, just as a reminder, the majority of you guys in fact, all of you guys right now, if you're not watching it live, if you're watching it through a rebroadcast or just on YouTube, this part of the promotion will be kind of a moot point because you're not live. But if you want to interact with us and ask us questions right now live, just go ahead and type in the comments section of YouTube where you watch this broadcast. Send us an email or send us an email or type in your questions. We'll be able to do that. In fact, one of the things that I want to give you guys is as far as those of you listening to the broadcast, we've done 2 sessions now. We're going to keep on doing it because I think I enjoy this. But we're going to be giving away some swag, right, Jeff?
Yeah. In fact, you know what? I've got a vintage T-shirt.
Oh,
it's been in a
drawer Friday today.
Vintage. So we talked about history and the company. So figure out a way, John. Get somebody, whoever comments, say I want the T-shirt or something like that, and we'll put the names of the people who say they want the T-shirt in a hat and draw out a name and send them out a vintage Live International T-shirt. So
we have an interesting question here from Trish, and I'll be looking at that. That's good. All those of you watching, just go ahead and send us a comment, and we put in a name and
put I want a T-shirt or something like that, and we'll
say I want the vintage T-shirt. How's that? How about that? Put it on comments or send us through the email. In next session, next Living Casual, we'll get on and give you guys we'll let you know who won that. Now we have a question from our lovely Tricia Hughes that says, "Where did you two meet?" Where did we meet?
Wow, we met. I think we met. Did we meet in Colombia the first time?
We did meet, and that's right. I was the IT manager for the country. I was over. I think it was Peru and Ecuador.
Is that where we met?
That's right. I came down. And that was many moons. That was 1994 and 1995.
Before half of you guys were even born. But anyway, that's we'll go. That's a different story. But
that's right after the that's right after the dinosaurs died.
Right. Exactly. So. Yeah, we met working for Nature Sunshine. I was doing products throughout South America, and you were running all the IT stuff throughout South America, and it was,
funny. One of my favorite memories for all of you guys who's listening to VK, this is pretty fun, is my office here in headquarters was right across the building from yours. So I actually had to go through all the parking lot to come to your office. I remember how much I just enjoyed coming out and hanging out in your office, that corner office you had there at Nature Sunshine, and just going through all the products that you had.
We had a few. There were a few, and what's funny? That's one of the fun things about here is I've been able to take several product ideas and combine them. Things like fiber. Why not have fiber in a drink? Why not have antioxidants in a drink? Why not have electrolytes in a drink? And putting all those together, like in our Green 2 and our Live Skinny. Don't have to have 5-6 products, and so it's been fun.
True. Let me ask you this, Jeffrey. What would be like your next product?
I'm always working on a lot of products.
Put it this way, and I didn't mean to say like, okay, come on, reveal the new product. But what kind of things are you researching? What's catching your eye? In terms of new product development.
Well, since we're now doing the genetic testing, we're looking at more and more products that have direct effect on your genes. And so probably our next product will be something that fits right along with some of the specific needs that different genetic traits have. Different genotypes need different types of nutrients, and we'll look at that and where those can be helpful, because certainly there's a lot of science behind those products.
Right, and specifically when they're geared right towards you, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and they work. They turn on, turn off genes, and if you have the genes, they work great. If you don't have the genes, they don't work. And that's like the case with CLA. If you have our new lean product, if you have the genes, works great. If you don't have the genes, well, it's a nice fatty acid, but maybe it won't help you lose weight. So one of the good reasons to get tested, find out.
Well, let me ask you this, Jeffrey. Give us a little bit of for those who just new to the broadcast and just heard us, what we're talking about today in this Living Casual Friday is, what makes us create the, there was a question that was given last week. What drives new products? What is our motivation to get together as a company? And what makes Jeff, what's the philosophy behind it? And for those of you who don't know, we have a DNA testing kit, or a way in which you can purchase a DNA test, a DNA test. We'll test for certain things. Why don't you give us a little bit of a description, Jeffrey, on what that DNA is it's all about?
Here, I'll give you the 30-second rundown here. But why I was interested in DNA testing, so I went and had my DNA tested through one of the main ones, okay, the $99, $79 one. And I got back a lot of reports, and as I dug really deep, I spent hundreds of hours digging through the reports and all the tests. And what I found out is that there's a lot of conflicting data, that it's not as accurate as I hoped it'd be. It was great for ancestry, but as far as really helping me for health reasons, I was really concerned about Alzheimer's. My dad passed away from Alzheimer's. So I looked at some genes and it said I had a higher risk of Alzheimer's. Other genes said I had a lower risk of Alzheimer's. At the end of the day, really wasn't able to draw any conclusions. But that got me interested in saying, okay, what things can we do? So we looked at genetic testing and some of the things that genetic testing could really help with. And that's why we designed our LIV Genetics, which gives you 3 specific things. What you need to eat, in other words, fat, carbohydrate, protein, what works best for your genetics. What you need to do, what exercise is best. Some need more high intensity, some need more low intensity. And there's some really good examples. If you go to our livegenetics.com, there's some really good examples there of why some need high, some need low intensity, and the consequences of doing the wrong kind of exercise. And then what supplements you need to take. Some turn on genes, some people need more types of different types of nutrients. And some of those are just based on what type of exercise you're doing and what your diet is. But so we have what you eat, what you do, and what you take. Very simple, very straightforward. But and it's also accurate. We use a full sequencing as opposed to just the SNP analysis, which is a lot more accurate. And that's why it's a little more expensive, but you get tested once in your life and you're done. So pretty easy, straightforward.
And that for me is so important to know. Okay, so from this point on, I need to on my DNA, it's like my blueprint, and I'm predisposed to take this thing. So I need to take, like in my case, Go. I need to take the Green 2.0, and I think I need to take Crave. And also, funny enough, for those of you who've taken the test and it says cravings, it's not Crave. It's actually
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and what's nice is in the report, if somebody wants to take supplements from another company, they still can certainly benefit from the test, because it tells you what the active ingredients are that you need and then where you get them from. And so this is way bigger than just selling LIV supplements. This is talking about the basic essential nutrient needs that your body has. And so for anybody who wants to know what the best type of exercise, I go to the gym and see people exercising, and they're as big as they ever were. They aren't losing any weight. And I always used to think, they're probably going home and eating donuts. But you know what? If they're not doing the right type of exercise, they may be just overstressing their body, producing cortisol, which is the fat storage hormone. And so they may be not going to get the results that they want until they get the right type of exercise for their genetic type. So that's a fun thing to do besides the diet and other things.
And for me, when I took my test, I was I guess I was high. No, I was. How does it go? High tolerant in carbohydrates. So which means if I take carbohydrates, I'm not going to be able to. My body does not process them as well, which makes sense. Every time, I mean, I love bread, and every time I just go back and start eating bread, well, guess what? It's just not going to be metabolized as fast, as good as any other body type. So what I now for me, what the blueprint means to me is that now I have to wait, and as I eat, I'm more conscious about the foods that I'm actually taking. So it's not just here, take this supplement, but it's also just has given me like my exercise, right? I mean, I need to have what is it, 80-20, 80 low impact, 20 high impact, and here I am all my life just having high impact exercise, not knowing why I'm not releasing the weight, or I got to run more and I got to run faster. Well, really, it's actually lower impact exercise. Getting me out. So that's actually pretty good. So I invite all of you guys that haven't taken the test, go through and test it and take it out. So, all right, Jeffrey, well, here we are. It's almost on top of the hour. I want to thank you for participating.
Oh, it's been fun. And we're going to be back again next week, huh?
Absolutely. Remember this, every Friday, 4:30, that's our date, Living Casual Fridays. We're going to do about 15, 20 minutes of this. I want to see you guys' emails. Let us know. Send that email or make the comment. I want your vintage shirt. I don't know if you have it there, Jeffrey. We can show it.
I got a couple, so I'm not going to show it because we're going to just let them pick.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, we have that vintage T-shirt that if you guys want to just say I want my vintage T-shirt, we put your name in a list of things. And next Friday live, I'll have the little bowl here with all the nice little names that you guys have comment on, and we'll draw the winner live, and then we'll ship you that T-shirt for free. So I hope you guys have a good time. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Remember what we talked about. Next Friday we'll have that new distributor store. So go ahead and test it out. Go get your product, get the things out. So
hey John, I think we ought to let them know next Friday we're also going to be talking about how to position Facebook. We're going to have Alicia with us, and she'll be talking about how to leverage your Facebook and still not be a pest and bugging people about Facebook, but how to share and the strategies for building your business using Facebook. And so I think it's going to be really helpful. She'll introduce her video series, and so it's going to be, I think, a great discussion with her.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. So, okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic weekend. Once again, this is John Saldana saying goodbye. Here's my friend Jeff Tuttle, the CEO of the company. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good weekend.